welcome to another episode of House of Stars. I am your girl, Star, and happy Valentine's Day to you all. So, I'm actually doing this video because, of course, I know it's Valentine's Day. I'm actually having a great special going on right now where you can get a reading for $20. I'm doing just a great special because a lot of the questions that I do get from a lot of my clients have to do with love. So I said, hey, why not? Why not be a little bit generous for the Valentine's season, considering that some people that I have been talking to don't necessarily have a Valentine, or if they do, there's, but I don't have a Valentine. I don't. My Valentine is God. Wow, that's so suck at you, but whatever. Whatever, okay? My Valentines are you guys, okay? I'm Cupid. You never see Cupid with a friggin' person or dating anyone, right? So, alright. So the reason why I'm doing this video, of course, is this applies to some people that may be in the group that are single, people that are having maybe some friction within the relationship, or people that are just want to attract the right mate. Like, you can be with somebody, but maybe you want to be with somebody that you feel is a little bit more compatible rather than being with somebody just for the sake of having company, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to touch base on a couple little tips of what you can do to attract the right mate, or attract the mate that you're looking for. Okay, so for starters, let's start off with a lot of people and a lot of questions that I have, and let's be honest, maybe I have a little bit of this issue myself, but getting over somebody that you once were in love with, or that you have a bond with. Now, let me just go into when it comes to science. This all is based, not science, but more on a spiritual aspect. This is all based on beliefs. These are my beliefs. If it resonates with you, then it does. If it doesn't, then okay. But a lot of the times, especially if you had a certain connections to somebody, or if you like them, or if you had a sexual relationship, or just any kind of emotional tie to somebody, you start to develop cords, right? Which are called etheric cords. Now, there are cords that are connected to other people, where you start to connect to other people, which may cause you to feel depression when they're gone. Sometimes you all even take on their own emotions, their own karma, things like that. Like, it's like your mind starts to get clouded thinking about this person. Now, a good way or a good exercise you can use, which I'm going to put a link down below to certain meditations that kind of go within this field, is going deep into a meditation with Archangel Michael. Now, Archangel Michael is a lead archangel. He carries his fiery swords where he brings protection, he cuts cords, and leads you on the right path. So there's a meditation you can do with Archangel Michael where you can actually visualize yourself or visualize that partner, especially when it comes to a case of wanting to move on. Because sometimes, you know what? You could continuously be thinking about somebody and they probably are not good for you at all. Or it could be a situation where that person, it's like they always come back into your life in and out, and it causes a little bit of chaos. And you're at a time in your life right now where you want to disconnect that negative tie that you have with that person. So what you do is that you go deep into meditation. Now, I know in meditation, a lot of people are not used to, or as been told, that you should clear your mind to have a clear image, a clear mind to actually have an effective meditation. Now, I usually don't do that because I have too many thoughts that go through my mind all the time. So like clearing my mind is not an easy thing to do. So usually I like to fill my mind focusing on exactly what it is that I'm trying to manifest or achieve in my meditation. So you will think about that person, think about the situation, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and cut that tie with that person. Picture the ether cord that connects you between that person and yourself. And while doing that, picture Archangel Michael, call him into that meditation, and picture his fiery sword cutting that cord. And you probably have to do it a few times until you feel better about it. But it's something that is a really good exercise. A next thing that you can also do as well when it comes to getting over a partner, say like sometimes there's people that have a hard time of getting over situations or moving forward because it's like they haven't necessarily got a chance to say what it is that they wanted to say, or it could be a certain situation that you could want to end, which a good exercise is what I usually do, is that you just take a piece of paper, any old paper, and you write down the things that you want to change or what you want to end. Just write a letter to yourself or that person. Like as if that person was right there and you're writing everything that you want to say to them. Once you do that, you take the piece of paper, you get a lighter, and I suggest that you obviously do this in a space where there's not anything around that could be any flammables or anything like that. Light the paper or fire, and while doing that, you're visualizing yourself or keeping that mind that it is taken away what it is that you want to remove from your life, the situation, or rid yourself of. That's a good exercise to do, is actually burning whatever it is that you write on paper. You can even do this to manifest things as well. Like there's times I just write things on paper. Like if I have a negative thought or a certain thought process, I'll just write it on a piece of paper, light it on fire, and call it a day. Okay? So let's move on to attracting a mate on a dating scene. Now, a lot of people, like of course everyone wants to have somebody, but sometimes people are not necessarily looking for a relationship. They're just looking to attract a mate to have around, company, whether it be for companionship on a platonic level, or it could be on a sexual level. Whatever it is that your desires are, that's on you. You know, no judgment here. So a good thing that I usually like for attracting love and also helping yourself heal from self-love is to wear a rose quartz stone. So rose quartz is fairly inexpensive. You can really find them virtually at any stone store. If you don't have one in your area, you can always go online. And Charms of Light is a really good one. They're actually based in the UK and have an array of different stones and also give you meanings on each one. That is online, and I will put a link for Charms of Light in the description box where you can buy rose quartz. Okay, now rose quartz is a good stone because also it brings self-love, it brings loving feelings towards yourself. So a lot of people, when you are wearing the stone, have usually upbeat loving feelings around you, and it just brings out a positive energy because obviously love is an energy of positivity. So overall, rose quartz is a stone that I suggest for anybody to have, to wear on a daily basis, or just something to have whenever you feel down and out, or if you need to be in a surrounding amongst people where you may not feel necessarily comfortable, is to wear some rose quartz. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty. This all depends on who you are, but if you're looking to get some ass, you can also combine the rose quartz with carnelian. Okay, carnelian is actually a stone that is actually connected to your sacral chakra, which your sacral chakra is connected to our inner essence and sexuality. Okay, so if you were to combine two of those together and you're just like, okay, you know what, you're in that mood, we're women or we're men and we have needs, and you feel like you just want to go out and get a piece of ass, you would wear both of those stones together, and that would actually attract the energy of somebody that you're looking to have relations with. Okay, so that's another way that's a way that you can use to attract mates. Of course, there's always rose oils. Even you can say a little prayer to yourself before you leave, like a little mantra saying, like, you know, I am beauty, I am desirable. Just say certain things and put that energy within your field, and then you will attract mates to you like hotcakes. Okay. Also, just a tip, again, make sure that you are having safe sex. Okay, so wrap it up. And just be safe with the connections that you are making with those if, you know, just having a good time happens to be your thing. No judgment here, but I'm just going to keep it real, okay? Another thing is attracting a soulmate. Now, there's a lot of deep meditations that you can do to attract a soulmate. Also, mantras. There's even, I know I'm not saying it right because I actually went to get a Reiki done, and my friend Adrian, shout out Adrian, she told me, I said, I call it binaural beats, and she said some other name, and I was just like, I thought it was binaural beats, but whatever. I'm calling it binaural beats. Whatever. So there are binaural beats that, which the binaural beats are actually send shockwaves, to your mind and to your brain, which actually switches up your thought process and the DNA within your thought process to attract what it is that you desire. So there's different binaural beats for different things. It could be attracting money. It could be attracting, like, to clear your mind and bring happiness around you. There's a number one, but there's the binaural beats. I like to listen to a lot of, like, Hindu-like based mantras. Gosh, gosh, I can't remember the exact name for it right now. If it's like a Gayatri mantra or whatever the case may be. But it's based on is a mantra that resonates with a certain Hindu god that has to do with love and attracting that mate. As everyone knows, I'm a candle freak. I love candles. Like, candles is usually my go-to thing. Like, when I pray, I always use candles. Like, I can't even pray without a candle. So candles, you can actually think of using a light pink candle. The best thing to do on candles is to actually inscribe your desire on the candle. So, for example, if you're looking to attract a mate, a good little exercise that you can do is take time to yourself, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth while doing this, thinking about exactly what it is that you desire. Describe it, say like it's like, I want a man, or I want a spouse. And you want to, there's a specific man. Like, I like men that are thick and tall and look like Bobby Brown. That's the wrong mix, but whatever. If that's what it is what it is. And this is what I desire. This is what I want. And you scribe it on a candle. And as you do it, you put the energy in that candle and you light that candle and you attract that energy within your realm to bring in your soulmate. Keep in mind, through all the advice that I'm giving you, really doesn't mean anything unless you love yourself. Self-love is key. It's always a cliche saying, you can never have anyone that will love you if you don't love yourself. It is very true. Because people will only treat you the way that you want to be treated, or the way that you present yourself to be treated. You know what I mean? Like 50 Cent said it the best. Like, I will treat you the way that you want to be treated. Just teach me how. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind, that self-love is everything. Make sure that you are loving yourself, and don't think that having a man or having a spouse is what validates you. Like, of course, if you are a person that wants to settle down and have a family and all those things, then of course, like, you can't do that by yourself. You would need to be with somebody or whatever the case may be. But don't look at a man as a sense of validating exactly who you are. Just because there's certain men that may not be interested in you, or you can't find men that are talking to you, doesn't mean that you're any less beautiful than you are or better than you are. Sometimes things just don't work out the way that they're supposed to work out because it's not in God's time. And you got to understand that. And usually it's at times it's like, when things start to go against the grain of what it is that you're looking for, and it seems like there's a little bit of a blockage, it's not about anything that's on the outside. It's usually something that's on the inside. So say if you're a person that you have a hard time finding somebody, or you meet guys and they never stick around. Like, it's like they're around 2 weeks and that's it. They're fucking on. You know what I mean? That's not usually an issue that has anything to do with you. With them half the time. It's an issue that usually has to do with you. So go into yourself. Be honest with yourself at the same time, and actually look into what that issue may be. And there's a lot of times there are things that you will find out about yourself that you would be surprised that are really sitting within yourself and within your energy and what you are manifesting and attracting. Like, I'm going to be a little bit transparent right now, even for myself. I'm a single woman. For the most part, when it comes to being with somebody, it's not really a priority for me right now. Like, of course, everyone wants to be with somebody, but my focus is more or less my career. And I'm a person that when I get in relationships, I kind of slow myself down being with somebody. So that's not something that's really on my mind. But one thing I would notice is that I always started attracting the same kind of guy. And I was like, why do I attract the same kind of man? Like, it's like, I swear, like, it could be a room full of fucking 500 guys. And I swear to God, I'll find the asshole out of it could be one asshole in a room of 500 in total, and that one asshole will end up be the one that I will want to fall for. You know what I mean? And I would ask, and then one day I just had to sit with myself, and I'm like, honestly, Star, what the fuck is your problem? Like, what is it that you're doing so wrong that you can't find that person that complements what it is that you desire? And once I went into myself and I really looked at what my issue was, there was a lot of deep-seated issues that stemmed a way back. And not to mention, one of the biggest things that I saw within myself, I never really put out there what I really want. I just kind of go with the flow and think that a guy's supposed to fucking get it. And that's why I was always attracting the same guys. Because I was like, well, I want somebody. But at the same time, you know, I don't want this and I don't want that. So it's like God was like, okay, that's what you want. All right, chop it up and screw it. Here you go. This is the guy that you're going to get. And it made total sense why I was attracting the same person. And now that I've acknowledged that, it's like if I attract somebody, 9 times out of 10, within 2 weeks of me knowing them, not even a long time of me knowing them, when I just take the time to get to know somebody, they already show their ass. And I'm like, okay, I get it. So now it's like it's become a pattern where I'm being able to discern who's worth my time and who's not. So keep that in mind. A lot of women out here, we all as women, or even as men, you know, I'm going to talk for the ladies because I am a lady. So sometimes I think I am a man. I wish I was a man, but whatever. That we have our insecurities, and we always look outside of ourselves to validate ourselves through a man. And a lot of us, especially in the generation that we've been raised in, that's how we were raised. It's like, you got to be like this, you got to be like that for a man. You know what I mean? Which is not necessarily true. Don't get me wrong. You know, in certain ways, there's an old-fashioned way of being and, you know, catering to a man. But at the same time, you have to validate yourself and fill yourself. You don't want to be in a situation where you lose yourself in your relationship or lose yourself in connections with people that you don't even know who the fuck you are anymore. Okay? I'm just rambling a bit. But yeah, so self-love is number 1. I am giving you these tips. These tips are certain things that I've used for clients that I've had before in the past and friends that I've had, and it's definitely worked for them. And some of them I've used for myself. But again, these are certain tools that you can use, tangible tools, rather than just sitting home and being depressed or going on Plenty of Fish or whatever dating site that you choose to use and constantly being upset with the results that you get. Here are some tips where you can do it spiritually and actually attract that energy towards yourself, of attracting the specific kind of mate that you want. But again, fall back in on that. Make sure that you love yourself first, and make sure whatever it is that you do or what it is that you want from a mate, that it's not something that you're ashamed of or feel that you need to beat yourself up for. And also, touching back on love. And if you have somebody that you love at this time and you feel like they don't appreciate you, or you feel like you know, things are not necessarily going right, or the spark is gone, or you know, like there's somebody out there that you may want to notice you and they aren't noticing who you are. Keep in mind that, again, don't sacrifice yourself for a situation that is just dead and not going anywhere. When you feel like that, take that time and that space to internalize yourself and love yourself, and take a good look at exactly what it is you want and the results that you've been getting, and be absolutely honest. Have humility. It's not something that you need to share with anybody. It's not something that you feel like you need to admit about yourself out loud, but just try to find that space within yourself that you are actually catering to you inside. And first of all, learn to forgive, because for every mistake, for every asshole, for every person that you meet in life is a lesson learned, and it's always a lesson and a pebble stone on your pathway to happiness. This all depends on if you see it that way. Okay? So again, I know this video is pretty long, and right now I've been doing videos and it's really guerrilla style. Like, it's like I'm not editing everything. Everything's really raw footage, considering, like I said, if some of you guys have been watching, I'm still trying to work my whole camera situation on. Not really technically inclined when it comes to that. Like, I know how to work in this shit, but it's just like, I want to be able to start making more shorter videos so you're not just sitting here for 20 minutes hearing me babble on. But I hope you actually sit and watch the whole video, because that would actually mean a lot to me. That means that you guys actually give a shit. I just lost my train of thought there. But I just hope that this information that I've given you is actually valuable. You could take this information and go somewhere else with it. Again, if you feel that anything resonates with you and you have any questions or concerns about anything that I've discussed in the video, or even share opinions if you're like, you know what, Star, you're talking shit, like you don't even know what you're talking about, by all means, it's an open forum. I love to hear questions. I love to hear everyone's opinion. Like, you guys can teach me something that I probably don't know, right? So again, I want to thank you so much. And for those of you that are celebrating Valentine's Day, whether it's a day that you're loving yourself, spending it with your children or your loved one, I hope you guys have an excellent Valentine's Day. And just stay tuned. There is more stuff that's coming for the House of Stars. I'm working on being a little bit more interactive with the followers, because I know a lot of you guys try to reach out to me to see where I am and how I'm doing, and it's almost like you don't get a chance to see my face. So this is kind of an avenue I'm using so that I can stay connected with you guys. So just make sure that you share this video, like and subscribe, and also comment. Okay? And if you haven't liked House of Stars already, please like House of Stars. There's going to be a link in the description box of the page, and you guys can follow me on Twitter, which is at TreyStarBell. And you know what, if you want to just like message me sometimes or have any questions, whenever I get around to actually answering them, I will. Okay, so I want to thank you so much for watching tonight. May God bless you and the angels protect you. Have yourself a good night.